My family sent me to a boot camp. I came back without legs. I've been good for 20 years. Today, I stopped pretending. I learned early that obedience is the price of survival. The day my biological parents brought me home, my foster brother whispered in my ear, "The Sioux family heir is mine. If you know what's good for you, you'll disappear." I nodded. Then I stepped into oncoming traffic. They lost their minds. Grabbed me. Dragged me back. My sister's face went dark. "Pull another stunt like that and I'll send you back to the doghouse you came from." That night, I locked myself in an actual dog cage. When she dragged me out the next morning, she looked at me like I was possessed. Later, when my foster brother faked an illness and my sister demanded I donate blood, I took the knife and opened my wrist. Blood sprayed. Everyone screamed. My sister stood there, dazed. I just asked him to give a few drops. I blinked. She didn't teach me to cut. That was taught by the people they sent me to 5 years ago, to learn discipline. Chapter 1. I learned early that obedience is the price of survival. My parents didn't teach me that. The people they sent me away to did. I was 20 when they brought me back to the Sioux family compound. Standing at the gates, Lin Haoshuan leaned in and laughed. "The position of Sioux family heir is mine." His lips nearly touched my ear. "If you know what's good for you, you'll disappear on your own." I looked at him. 18. 2 years younger than me. 5 years in the Sioux household. Pretty features, a soft smile, the kind elders take one look at and adore. I nodded. He blinked. He hadn't expected me to be so obedient. Then I turned and walked toward the highway. Cars roared past. Behind me, screams. Someone grabbed my arm, hard enough to bruise bone. They dragged me back to the car. My parents' faces were white, their lips trembling. Lin Haoshuan crouched in the corner of the back seat, staring at me like I was insane. Only my sister Su Wanqing's face was dark. She leaned in, voice barely a whisper. "Pull another stunt like that and I'll send you back to that doghouse you came from." I looked into her eyes. I'd seen those eyes before. In photos. She was holding me, laughing, a piece of candy in her hand. That was a long time ago. I nodded. Satisfied, she looked away. That night, I locked myself in the dog cage. The Sioux family kept an Alaskan Malamute in the backyard. The cage was big. I curled up inside just fine. I don't know how long they searched for me. I only know that when Su Wanqing kicked open the back gate the next morning, her face was darker than the night before. She dragged me out, teeth clenched. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I said nothing. She stared at me for a long time. The look on her face, like she'd seen a ghost. After that, Lin Haoshuan started appearing frequently. Sloppy with a soup bowl. Boiling water on my hand. My skin reddened instantly. I looked at him. He waited for me to explode. I didn't. I grabbed a napkin, wiped it off, kept eating. My parents watched. Said nothing. Next time, he poured cold water over my head. I stood still. Water ran down my hair, into my eyes. I blinked but didn't wipe. I looked up and smiled at him. A placating smile. His face froze. Next time, he put seafood in my bowl. He knew I was allergic. I thanked him quietly and ate it all. 10 minutes later, my neck erupted in red welts. The itch was maddening. I sat still. Lin Haoshuan watched me, his eyes growing more and more agitated. Finally, he snapped. That night, he grabbed a handful of sleeping pills and shoved them into my mouth. "Swallow." His eyes were red. "Aren't you the obedient one? Let's see how long you can keep this act up." The pills stuck in my throat, bitter. I looked up at him. Behind him, my father stood in the doorway. He paused. He saw. But he didn't move. My mother stood beside him. Her hands started to reach out, then retreated. Finally, she looked away. Su Wanqing leaned against the wall, arms crossed, lips curled. Waiting for the show. They were all waiting. For me to smash things. To scream. To throw a tantrum like the old Su Mo. I opened my mouth and swallowed every pill. The look on Lin Haoshuan's face shifted from vicious to shocked to horrified. He lunged at me, shoving his fingers down my throat. Spit them out. Spit them out. Those are sleeping pills, too many can kill you. He gagged me until my mouth bled. Some pills came up. Some stayed down. When the family doctor arrived, I had blood at the corners of my mouth. The induced vomiting took forever. I curled on the couch, shaking uncontrollably. My father draped his coat over my shoulders. His hands were shaking too. He turned and glared at Su Wanqing and Lin Haoshuan, eyes bloodshot. This is your brilliant idea. Happy now? My mother threw herself on me, sobbing. Amo, my Amo. What's happened to you? I lay there, staring at the ceiling. There was a light up there. Very bright. I stared at that light. Didn't cry. Didn't speak. That night, I dreamed. In the dream, whenever my parents walked by, Lin Haoshuan would scratch his own arm and cry. Amo hit me again. He'd throw himself into their arms, eyes red. My parents would pull him close, shielding him, then look at me with nothing but disappointment. In the dream, when my sister approached, he'd throw himself down the stairs without hesitation. Then, teary-eyed, he'd point at me. Amo pushed me. My sister would charge over and slap me across the face. Su Mo, how did you become like this? Whenever doubt flickered in their eyes, he'd choke back tears. If Amo really can't accept me, just let me go. Let me fend for myself. It's fine. In the dream, I was still the old Su Mo. Couldn't stand being wronged. When accused, I'd scream and plead. But the more I screamed, the more they tired of me. The more I pleaded, the less they believed. Eventually, I just looked crazy. The last time, Lin Haoshuan locked himself in his room and set a fire. When they pulled him out, he swore I'd done it. I lost my mind. I lunged at him. And my family. Finally lost all patience. They wouldn't listen to another word. They handed me over to those people. A place to learn discipline, they said. 5-year contract. I woke up screaming. A face loomed over me. A psychiatrist. My parents had hired him. When he saw I was awake, he kept his voice soft. Amo, can you tell me why you never fight back? Why you hurt yourself instead? I blinked. Because if you're obedient enough, you don't get hit. He froze. I watched his face. Curious. But you're home now. He tried to guide me. There are people here who love you. No one will hit you. No one will hurt you. I tilted my head. No one hurts me. Pouring cold water on my head isn't hurting me. Shoving pills down my throat isn't hurting me. Forcing me to donate blood isn't hurting me. I leaned closer. What about the way they act? 1 second crying and holding me. The next, watching everything Lin Haoshuan does to me, because they're afraid I'm faking. Because they think I'm crazy, so they hire you. Isn't that hurting me? His face changed. I looked into his eyes. Spoke slowly. Doctor, if you're not obedient, you die. I used to have friends. Kids like me. None of them are here anymore. They weren't obedient enough. They got beaten to death. The doctor's hand froze midair. He repeated everything I'd said to my parents. Word for word. Diagnosis: severe PTSD with extreme compliance behaviors and emotional dissociation. After he left, my parents locked themselves in the study. For an entire day. until Su Wanqing kicked the door down. After that day, my parents started treating me carefully. At meals, they made sure I ate first. My mother blew on my soup to cool it, spooning it into my mouth bite by bite. My father dug out photo albums I'd never seen. Page by page. Look, AMO, your 3rd birthday, your first piano recital, you were so cute. Su Wanqing walked by. She stopped. Laughed coldly. What an act. Playing pitiful, trying to push Haoshuan out. Watching you makes me sick. I looked down at the album. There was a photo of her holding me, laughing, candy in her hand. I don't know when her pockets stopped holding candy for me. A sharp crack. I looked up. Su Wanqing clutched her face. My parents had finally lost their temper. Lin Haoshuan rushed over, grabbing their arms, voice soft and placating. Don't be angry. Sister's just impatient, she didn't mean it. We'll all get along from now on. He paused, like something just occurred to him. Next week's ball. AMO used to love playing piano. Let me take him. Maybe it'll cheer him up. My parents looked at the smiling boy in the photo. Silence. Then they nodded. At the ball, Lin Haoshuan grabbed my hand warmly. Come on, let's find you a suit. I followed. He half dragged me away from the crowd. At the pool, he stopped. Leaned close. Voice low. You think acting obedient will steal what's mine? Dream on. Mom, Dad, sister, they'll always love me. Only me. His mouth curved into an ugly smile. Want to bet? If I win, you leave the Su family. Forever. Don't come back. Before I could react, a violent shove from behind. Splash. The freezing water swallowed me. I sank, rose, heard laughter from the shore. He watched for a while. Then jumped in. And screamed. Sister. Save me. Su Wanqing ran to the pool. Stopped. Hesitated, just a second. Then dove in. Swam straight for Lin Haoshuan. She dragged him to the edge. Started to climb out. Then heard the crowd. There's another one. That one's not moving, he's sinking. She whipped around. Her face went white. She dove back in. Grabbed me. Pulled me out. I lay on the cold ground, coughing up water. Su Wanqing's lips pressed together. Worry flickered in her eyes. Then Lin Haoshuan started crying. Sister, I was so scared. She looked at him. Red-rimmed eyes. Trembling. Pitiful. Something clicked. Her face hardened again. Kneel down and apologize to Haoshuan. Look what you've done to him. I tried to nod. But my body wouldn't stop shaking. Her eyes went cold. Su-mo. Everyone knows you've been a good swimmer since childhood, you won city championships in elementary school. All this acting, when will you stop? She grabbed me, yanking me up, ready to force me to my knees. The force made me stumble forward. My prosthetic fell off. Flesh-colored, metal screws, rolling across the ground. Silence. Then screams. Su Wanqing looked down. At where my legs should have been. The color drained from her face. She stumbled back, eyes wide enough to crack. Collapsed on the ground. What happened? Her voice shook apart. She stared at the prosthetic. At me. Back and forth. She reached for me. Her fingers stopped inches away. Jerked back. Like she'd been burned. She sat frozen. Until I coughed up more water. Then she snapped. Doctor, call a doctor. Get a doctor now. My brother, get a doctor for my brother. She was screaming now. Forgetting Lin Haoshuan entirely. It's okay, AMO sister's here. My mind drifted. drowning in flashes of another time. Another sister. The one who took me to amusement parks. Who saved her allowance to buy me the most expensive toys. Who slipped candy into my palm when no one was looking. Even when Lin Haoshuan first came, she didn't welcome him like my parents did. Back then, my parents held me close, promising softly. "Amo, we just didn't want you to be lonely. We found you a brother to play with." They took my sister's hand. Apologetic. "This is an old friend's child. We can't abandon him. From now on, he's a Su too. Promise us, you'll take care of both your brothers, okay?" She shook them off. Her voice was steel. "I only have one brother. Amo. When did it change? Maybe the banquet." Lin Haoshuan collapsed. No warning. The doctor found a needle in his neck. That was the first time she screamed at me. "Su Mo. I gave you that needle myself, to take to the lab. What's your excuse?" "Special needle. Only my hands had touched it. I couldn't stand false accusations." I screamed back. Pleaded. She didn't believe a word. We fought. I slammed the door. I wandered the streets until dark. No one came looking. I walked home alone. Warm light spilled from the living room. My father adjusting the cartoon channel for Lin Haoshuan. My mother spoon-feeding him soup. My sister carefully peeling grapes. No one looked up. That was the first time I felt it. A strange panic. Like something that belonged to me was being stolen. And I couldn't stop it. I tried everything to get their attention. All I got was disappointment. My mother stopped smiling at me. My sister's pockets held no more candy. I worked my ass off. Got first in my grade. Parent-teacher conference day. I waited from morning till dark. No one came. I couldn't take it anymore. I ran home, eyes red, demanding answers. My sister's slap met me at the door. "You know Haoshuan's too sick to go to school, and you throw this in his face? Su Mo, how did you get so cruel?" Over her shaking shoulder, I saw him. Curled on the couch. Smiling at me. That day, she tore up my certificate. After that, just distance. Growing wider. A phone rang. I came back. The doctor had arrived. Behind him, my parents, pale, stumbling. The doctor's face was grim. My parents could barely stand. Someone held them up. They lunged at me, grabbing, clutching. "Who did this? Tell us. We're here now, no one can hurt you." They shook me. Nothing. Their faces loomed. Merged with others. Grinning. Cursing. In my head again. Kids who weren't obedient, screaming as they were dragged away. Never coming back. Only their blood-soaked clothes. I grabbed my head. Curled inward. Shaking. Mumbling. "I'll be good. I'll be obedient. Don't hit me." I was somewhere else. Running from something. Suddenly I broke free. Fell off the bed. Pain shot through my stumps. My whole body convulsed. I didn't care. I dragged myself toward the window. Jump. No more pain. Jump. No more fear. Jump. All of it ends. My parents froze. Then screams. "Stop him. Amo. Look at mommy. Please." My sister, eyes blood red, grabbed me, voice hoarse. "Amo. It's me. Look. It's us." I couldn't hear. I clawed at the window ledge. Enough. She pinned me to the bed. Too hard. My thin shirt tore. Scars everywhere. The room went still. No one breathed. Seconds passed. My mother's legs gave out. How? Her lips couldn't form words. My AMO. Wasn't he at a boarding school? Learning discipline? I checked, it was a legitimate school. How did this happen? How? Cold air hit my skin. I curled into the torn fabric. No legs. Maybe they thought that was an accident. But the rest. Whip marks. Burns. Knife scars. Old and new. Everywhere. No accident could explain this. My father swayed. Then he was on his knees beside me. His hands shook so badly he couldn't hold my wrists. Tell me. Who did this? Father will make it right. I swear I'll make it right. My mother held me, sobbing, shaking. AMO. My AMO. Tell us, please. I stared at them. Eyes empty. They sent me there. They made me what I am. What could they possibly make right? They took me to the Sioux Family Hospital. Full workup. The report was long. Multiple healed fractures. Soft tissue damage. Malnutrition. Severe PTSD. My father and sister went crazy investigating. Called everyone. Hit dead ends. Disconnected numbers. My sister stared at the phone, dial tone buzzing. Maybe she was remembering. When they sent me away, they signed without reading. Confidentiality agreement, they called it. Don't want to undo the progress, they said. Don't want to disturb the child. At home, they worried about making Lin Haoshuan feel unwanted. So gradually, they stopped asking about me at all. Now the truth, bloody and raw, stared them in the face. My father and sister pulled every string. Followed every thread. My mother never left my bedside. Stayed for every therapy session. In the treatment room, the doctor's voice was always gentle. AMO, can you tell me what happened? During those years? The question alone made me curl up. Shaking. Eyes unfocused. Sometimes I banged my head against the wall. They couldn't get answers from me. Just triggers. My mother couldn't bear it. She stopped asking. Pinned all her hope on the investigation. The investigation deepened. They found other families. Other parents who'd paid good money to send their difficult children away. To special schools. The children never came back. The families had one thing in common. Either difficult heirs of wealthy houses. Or inconvenient children standing in someone's way. A theory took shape. My father exhausted his connections. Found a number. Called. The voice on the other end was polite. Certain. Mr. Su, I've searched our system. We have no record of a student named Su Mo ever enrolling. That school closed 5 years ago. Reorganized. Are you sure you have the right place? The phone slipped from my father's hand. Hit the floor. 6 months later, the police broke the case. The traffickers who ran special schools were finally caught. More than a dozen victims. The news exploded. Every channel, every headline. My family stared at the TV. The housekeeper burst in. Sir. Madam. The police just called, the trail's gone cold. They caught them, but there's no hard evidence for the worst charges. The middleman, the one who found the kids, never showed his face. Used voice modulation. Wore a mask. The prosecutor says if we can't find solid proof, they'll have to settle for lesser charges. My parents' faces drained of color. Silence. I raised my head. Take me to the station. Now. First words in 6 months. My parents crowded around, desperate to ask. I said nothing. They swallowed their questions. Help me to the car. At the station, I stood on my own. Through the glass, I saw familiar faces. They saw me too. Grinned. Taunting. Like they knew I couldn't touch them. I didn't look at them. Everyone stared as I reached into my prosthetic. Pulled something out. Handed it to the officer. Hidden camera. Storage chip. Installed it myself. Years ago. Everything they did. It's all in there. The traffickers went wild. Pounding the glass. He's crazy. Lying. Framing us. When they played the footage, even the veteran cops went quiet. Beatings. Screaming. Solitary. Then, a face. Masked figure. Deal with the boss. Documents. Cash. Voice altered. But the posture. The walk. Deal done. He turned. The mask slipped. Lin Haoshuan. The video ended. I spoke quietly. This burn, because I wouldn't entertain their guests. This scar, first time I tried to run. My legs, second time I ran. They ran me over. On purpose. I looked at my parents. Shaking now. I thought Lin Haoshuan just hated me. I didn't know he was working with them. Even after all this, he still tried to drown me. The final image on screen, bank records. Transfers. Lin Haoshuan's name. My father's eyes burned red. My sister's chest heaved. Evidence solid. Death sentences. All of them. We got home. Lin Haoshuan was packing. White-faced. Sweating. The door opened. He screamed. Grabbed his bag. Ran. My sister caught him. I'm sorry. Please. Sister, help me. He collapsed. Begged. Crawled toward my mother. She stepped back. Toward my father. Tears and snot. Dad. It's me. You always loved me most. I'll never do it again, please. Finally, my sister's feet. Clutching her ankles. Sister. You always did everything for me. You said you'd protect me forever. She looked down at him. For a long time. Then she shook him off. You faked illness. Framed him. Set fires. Traffickers. You almost killed my brother. Her hand closed around his throat. When the police dragged him out, he finally understood. No, you can't take me. I'm the Sioux heir. Let me go. Mom. Dad. Please don't abandon me. His screams faded. Sirens faded. Not long after, Lin Haoshuan faced execution. I stood at the edge of the field. The shots echoed. Faded. I looked up at the sky. I'd promised the others, the ones who died in front of me. Everyone who hurt us would pay. I'd waited. Pretended. Today, I kept my promise. That night, I packed. Left a note on the counter. No one noticed I'd already transferred every asset. Every share. Everything. I took the last flight out. Back at the Sioux mansion, they were planning what to cook for me. To make it up to me. My plane left the runway. Climbed into the night. Damage leaves scars. I can't forgive anyone for the boy who died in the dark. I won't spend what's left patching a family that's already broken. So this time. They didn't abandon me. I abandoned them.